This is Jean Rubo from the Photoshop team at Adobe. In this video, I will show you some of the ways to work with multiple shape layers. In another video, I covered how to edit the stroke and fill of a single shape layer. But in Photoshop CS6, you can also edit the stroke and fill of multiple shape layers at once. Here I have a document with a flower shape. Each petal is on a separate shape layer, but I want to change all of them to a different color and add a stroke. First, I will select all of the petal layers in the Layers panel. Here I'm using Shift-click to select all of these layers. Now I can just use the stroke and fill controls in the options bar for any of the vector tools. When multiple shape layers are selected, the options bar will display the stroke and fill settings of the topmost selected layer. Here I will change the fill to a pattern, and I will add a stroke and make it dotted and align it to the center. So as you can see, this is a huge time saver. So here I have another document with two flowers, but I want to copy the stroke and fill settings from this smaller flower to this one. You can do this in Photoshop CS6 using several different methods. I will show you each of these. First, if I want to copy both the stroke and the fill at once, I can use the Layers panel context menu. I'll just select the shape layer that I want to copy, right-click, and choose Copy Shape Attributes from the context menu. Now I'll select the other layer, right-click again in the Layers panel, and choose Paste Shape Attributes. Now all of the flower petals are the same. You can also copy the stroke and fill separately using the Vector Tools context menu. I'll undo my changes first, then select the first shape layer in the Layers panel again. Right-click on the image with one of the vector tools. Here I have the Path Selection tool. And from the context menu, you can copy the fill or copy the complete stroke. I'll choose Copy Complete Stroke, which means that all the attributes of the stroke, such as color, weight, and details, will be copied. Then I'll select the other layer in the Layers panel. I'll right-click on the image again and choose Paste Complete Stroke. So the fill stays the same, and only the stroke is copied over. The last method for copying and pasting shape attributes is to use the flyout menus in the various stroke and fill panels. I briefly mentioned these in another video. The main advantage to using this method is that you can copy and paste stroke attributes separately. In the Stroke Color panel, you can copy and paste just the stroke color. In the Stroke Details panel, you can copy and paste, you guessed it, just the stroke details. So, using the same basic steps as before, I will copy and paste just the stroke details from this smaller flower to this one. First, I'll select the shape layer in the Layers panel. I'll come up here to the Stroke Details panel and choose Copy Stroke Details. Then I'll select the other layer, come back up here again, and choose Paste Stroke Details. So as you can see, it copied the details, the solid line as well as the weight, to the second shape, but left the color alone. Those are just a couple of ways to work with multiple shape layers in Photoshop CS6.